you for joining us on this KRQE special. Over the next hour, we are going to look at some of the best good news stories we've covered in 2023. Sit back and get ready to put a smile on your face. We have some incredible, heartwarming stories. The blockbuster movie Oppenheimer has brought a lot of attention to New Mexico. After Oppenheimer left Los Alamos, he would head to Princeton to be the director of the Institute for Advanced Study. It's where he would help bring together intellectuals, including a local physicist who now lives in Corrales.
It was 1966.
Jacob Korean was 25 years old and had just finished his PhD in physics when he crossed paths with Robert Oppenheimer.
It's something that I wrote in my application appealed to him, obviously, and I got selected.
Korean was one of two people that year Oppenheimer selected for a 2-year membership at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey.
So it's really, think of it as an institution with no students, but dedicated to just totally free thinking. And it's very rare to find a place like that. And they really produce some of the finest mathematicians and physicists in the world.
It was at one time Einstein's home. Oppenheimer's office was above Korean's.
But most of the time he was in his office, which was right above my office. And so one day I decided that, I might as well go and say hello to him.
Korean remembers being intimidated and curious the first time he met Oppenheimer.
He opened the door and let me in, guided me to the chair, pulled the chair out for me to sit on it, and then he went and sat on his own. I mean, just the kindness of the man.
Oppenheimer was battling cancer at the time and would die the following year.
So when he came to the U.S., he was virtually the only person who knew quantum physics. And he coached and trained and taught and managed all the initial group of physicists who worked in quantum physics. So by the time he got selected for Los Alamos, he already had a track record of managing these people and their futures.
Korean, now in his 80s, jokes it's tough to top starting out your career with the most powerful physicists in the world.
So it was quite an honor to, to be part of that, just as soon as I finished my PhD. And I always tell people that it has been downhill ever since.
Dr. Korean would go on to become a physicist and meteorology professor at UCLA. He came to New Mexico in the 90s to start a software company. An Albuquerque native who had already made his mark in the tech world now finds himself atop a different list. In June, Dean Staley introduced us to the baker who unlocked the secrets to the perfect loaf.
I always cut in the middle first.
There are few things that make Mauricio Leo happier than cutting into his own handmade, fresh-baked loaf of bread.
This is kind of my preferred style.
The Albuquerque native is a master bread baker, a story that starts about 25,000 loaves ago. The St. Pius grad was fresh out of New Mexico Tech with a computer science degree when he took a job at Honeywell. Leo and some co-workers designed an astronomy app in the very early days of the App Store. That app took off, eventually reaching 60 million downloads.
I was at home and I was just working on software all day, and I kind of wanted something to actually do, like engage with my hands.
This successful tech entrepreneur's life took a turn when his aunt gave him a book on bread, and the science of natural yeast piqued his interest.
So I get the book and I kind of fall head over heels for the process and the story and working with that kind of healthy food.
This computer scientist, code writer, app developer became obsessed with bread, making bread every week, then a couple of times a week until he was baking every day.
There was this huge sourdough baking boom that happened right when everybody was kind of stuck at home.
Leo found a community online swapping recipes and tips.
Only a few websites out there, and they were like, like those really niche communities online where it's just like a bunch of kind of weirdos talking about their obsession, and that's really what it was like.
So the computer scientist made his own website.
I mean, it was dramatic. Like I think it was March, 2020. I woke up one morning and I was looking at my website. All of a sudden, my inbox was like, thousands of emails deep. The traffic to my site was, like astronomical. Like I couldn't even keep up.
In 2019, with his website exploding, a publisher approached Leo about making a cookbook about bread. This spring, Leo's baking book, The Perfect Loaf, won the James Beard Award for the best book on bread.
When they announced the book and my name, it was one of those weird, like, out-of-body things where you're like, is this really happening?
This computer scientist had cracked the code, sharing with others how to make the perfect loaf.
Baking bread is really, I think, appeals to both for me. It's super precise. You need to measure everything out to the gram, but then there's the kind of craft and iteration and working on recipes that I think my engineering side kind of likes.
Which is more exacting, writing computer code or making sourdough?
That's a great question. I think probably computer code, because it double checks you. It doesn't run if it's not 100% correct, but that attention to correctness for me definitely follows over into the mix that I'm doing that day in the kitchen. I think there's something about having these crafts where you're working on something over and over. And then for me, there's something more about actually handling and dealing with the dough. It's alive, it requires you to pay attention closely to really minute things as it's developing, the weather, how much water you have in the dough, how you're mixing it.
25,000 loaves later, the love affair continues.
How's that feel, like, having made this?
Amazing. Every time, it never gets old.
Dean Staley, KRQE News 13.
A Santa Fe family is helping more kids with disabilities get involved in ice skating by donating thousands of dollars to a local skating club. In February, Madison Connor explained why their daughter is the inspiration behind the donation.
Natalia Henry fell in love with ice skating at a young age.
I've been skating 31 years.
Changing her life.
We moved to Santa Fe, but before we even moved, I contacted the Santa Fe Skating Club saying, we have a skater and we need to take care of her.
Natalia has Down syndrome, and before she started skating, she never thought a sport like this would be possible for her.
It is Natalia's big sport event.
But it's more than possible. It's been a major part of her life.
It translated into balance and coordination so she could ride a bike. She started downhill skiing.
Yes.
And I truly believe that skating helped her with all of her other activities.
Now Natalia and her family want to give back and change lives like hers, giving thousands of dollars to the Santa Fe Skating Club to expand its Learn to Skate program for kids with disabilities, which got its start back in 2001.
Quite often we find the kids with the disabilities have so many other things that they have to address that financially something like ice skating is way down the bottom of the list.
The money they donated will help kids get discounts for the lessons, making it possible for Kimberly Goff's two kids to participate.
We're kind of limited in what we get to do.
Goff's 7-year-old and 5-year-old both have disabilities.
By looking at them, you can't tell. And I just find that people don't tend to be kind and understanding.
She hopes this new space will serve as a place where they can learn while being themselves.
Opportunities for kiddos who are a little different are so limited. You just want to try to give them everything.
Something Natalia's family understands all too well. And for them, this sport was the answer.
What we have experienced by having this in our lives the last 30 years ongoing, if we can have that in other families, then that would be wonderful.
Madison Connor, KRQE News 13.
Holloman Air Force Base is testing out new four-leg technology. The base has 2 new robotic dogs that will work alongside their service members. Jessica Baron showed us how in May.
I've been in 15 and a half years, and while I know technology was growing, I did not expect to ever see this in my lifetime while wearing the uniform.
It's called the Vision 60 ground robot, or more simply, RoboDog, and it's designed to improve surveillance capabilities at Holloman Air Force Base. The base in Alamogordo currently has 2 robots that they're testing out, and they're expecting 2 more later this year. They say their base has a lot of desert, and the RoboDog's ability to withstand heat and cover long distances help them patrol terrain that's harder for humans.
More of a protection capability because of how massive our base is. Sometimes it's hard to get members in different areas.
The robots were created by the company Ghost Robotics. They weigh 86 pounds and are about the size of a full-size golden retriever. They can travel for about 6 miles, and they're controlled using a joystick-like setup. They can be used in the rain and temperatures from -10 degrees up to 140. They're also capable of walking in steep sands.
Someone's on a jogging trail and they see it stumble, no need for anyone to go worry about it, go grab it, because it will upright itself automatically, and if it can't, it'll go inverted and walk upside down.
Right now, the machines are only assigned to the Security Force Squadron, but the intent is to expand it into annual training.
It is not to replace manpower or other assets like military working dogs. They are very vital. They have critical roles in their own aspect. It is a complement to our manpower and capabilities.
Jessica Barron, KRQE News 13.
A new program is helping people with disabilities get experience in farming and hoping to solve a nationwide shortage. In May, Madison Connor showed you how it works.
Tamales, yeah. Yeah, Zach said cornmeal pancakes earlier.
AgAbility, a new program aimed at giving young adults with disabilities hands-on experience farming.
AgAbility is a vocational training program for individuals with disabilities who are interested in becoming farmers or working in the agricultural sector.
The 2-year program is new this year, started by the NMDVR and their partnership site, Mandy's Farm in the South Valley.
They come here and they learn both the vocational and workplace readiness skills and those technical aspects of learning about agriculture.
Right now, they have 8 apprentices who will work on the farm, learning everything from planting corn and other produce to proper farm wear and how to maintain the nearly 3-acre lot.
These 2 sources have really helped us to create this program that is expanding opportunities for folks with disabilities to get into the agricultural sector. We also care very much about this being a farm site where we use regenerative and sustainable practices.
And everything grown on the farm is kept local.
This is corn that we are actually going to be growing for Matucci's here in Albuquerque.
On top of creating opportunities and food here in the state, Program Director Sophie Trusty hopes by adding more hands in the workforce, farmers will get some much needed help.
The agricultural sector is a career industry where a lot of folks are aging out. And we're noticing this really this big need, and we want to be able to provide accessible pathways for folks to get into that career.
Purple,
blue,
yellow.
Madison Connor, KRQE News 13.
Trustee says this time next year they hope to welcome 10 more students into the program. For more information, you can find it on our website, krqe.com. From serving the city to serving up dessert, one New Mexico mayor is giving back using his talents as a chef. In September, Annalisa Pardo explained how he shares that passion with the community.
When he's not at City Hall, you can find the mayor of Rio Rancho.
We're here to cook.
In the kitchen.
I do this, when I go home, it's a way for me to relax.
Making and baking everything from fruit tart to Southwest chicken Alfredo.
The flavors, the creativity that's involved in it, the having it come out right, because I have had my dishes that didn't come out right.
Mayor Greg Hull's constituents sometimes surprised to learn of his hobby.
It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to surprise people.
A hobby he shares every so often, teaching cooking classes at Rio Rancho Senior Center.
He has a good sense of humor, and he doesn't demand everything be precise.
A fan favorite is Mayor Hull's cheesecake.
The mayor's cheesecake. It is just wonderful.
On today's menu,
this is my job at home,
is the mayor's corn and lobster chowder.
A quick recipe that's easy to make, fast to get on the table, and also my wife loves it.
Showing attendees how to whip up the perfect dish.
We're just going to keep working this a little bit.
Until it's ready for a taste.
That was delicious.
Oh, thank you. I'm a member of the community too. I'm not just the mayor, right? I live here, I've raised my family here, my grandchildren are here, and hopefully one day when I'm retired and I'm here at the senior center, somebody's going to be cooking for me.
Annalisa Pardo, KRQE.
I love to see people coming for seconds. That means I did something right.
News 13.
A New Mexico hat maker is gaining quite the celebrity following. Handmade hats in his Madrid shop, and you may have even seen some of them on a hit show. In April, Alexis Koneski had his story.
I use 1975 or older hat bodies, which are getting harder and harder to find.
Charlie Overby spends his days making one-of-a-kind hats at his shop in Madrid, each one with a story behind it.
Doing it by hand the way that I do it with no blocks and no tools, it take about 5-6 days a piece.
But it's who he creates those hats for that also makes them so special.
You know, I've done a lot of hats for a lot of music folks. Sheryl Crow, Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke, Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes.
And most recently for some familiar faces in the hit TV series 1883.
This was the Faith Hill prototype, and this was the Tim McGraw prototype.
The Yellowstone prequel that premiered in December.
When the show was playing, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool.
The show reached out to him through Instagram, and the rest is history. He says it was an honor to be a part of it.
I get chills just even thinking about it, holding Sam Elliott's hat, you know, as a hat guy.
But the dream started long before that, making hats for himself back in 1993. Overby and his other half, Vanessa, who embroiders some of those hats, moved to New Mexico a year and a half ago from Los Angeles, opening up Lone Hawk Hats in Honeywood, which also sells jewelry and clothing.
The shop sort of found us here in Madrid, and we knew that we couldn't turn it down.
For now, Overby will continue to handcraft these specialties until Hollywood calls again.
There is a hat for every person, I truly believe. Yeah.
Alexis Koneski, KRQE News 13.
Researchers at New Mexico Tech are gaining a lot of attention for a unique project. Annalisa Pardo showed us in April how they're getting dead birds to take flight again, all for research.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's actually a taxidermy drone.
Right now, our drones can glide and also can flap. So we are looking at getting more close to what nature is.
New Mexico Tech Associate Professor of Mechanical Engineering, Mustafa Hassanalian, is leading the unique project. The researchers use dead bird carcasses and feathers, and with the help of taxidermists in Albuquerque, attach them to a drone with flapping wings like a living bird.
We want to help nature. We don't want to hurt nature. We are developing this technology to have a safe and nature-friendly drones.
Hassanalian says that there are more than 200 applications for drones, like using the technology to monitor and learn about wildlife, instead of using a drone or helicopter like this, which he says causes problems.
Because the sound would distract the animals, it can scare them, and also scatter them.
He also says the technology could help us learn how birds are able to fly such long distances and could one day be used in aviation to avoid birds running into airplanes.
We can just program them and fly them around the airport so the other birds, they don't get close to the airplanes.
As you can imagine, the dead bird drones are getting a lot of national attention.
What about the other birds? Oh my God, Phil, we thought you were dead. Hey everybody, Phil's back.
Hassanalian says it's unclear how birds will react. They have yet to introduce the bio-drones into wildlife due to different policies surrounding the issue. Annalisa Pardo, KRQE News 13.
A local hockey team for players with disabilities is celebrating a big win. News 13's Marilyn Upchurch spoke to the newly crowned national champions.
It just feels speechless and amazed that we could say, wow, we did that. Like, we're champions.
Tyler and his brother Eric are ecstatic to be a part of a winning team. The brothers are teammates on the New Mexico Blade Runners, a sled hockey team from Albuquerque. The sport features adaptive ice sleds for players with disabilities.
Well, I love it. It's fun. You get to travel and meet new teams and new team members and different teams. You get to meet them.
Last week, the team was in St. Louis competing at the USA Disabled Hockey Festival. They placed third in the competition last year, but this year they won the national title. Not only did they sweep all of their tournament games against teams from across the country, none of their opponents scored even once.
They came together not only in their offense, but in the defense, and really came together as a team defensively by not allowing a single goal scored on them.
Meanwhile, the Blade Runners racked up a total of 45 points against their 4 tournament opponents.
I think it was kind of a surprise for all of us to have such a powerful performance, and we're definitely promoted into the next division now, and so we're going to have much more stiff competition next year. But we're excited and ready for it.
Devin Tabish Moran joined in 2019 after an accident left him paralyzed. He says sled hockey helps him and his teammates overcome challenges while finding community. The Blade Runners welcome everyone to join and invite the community to cheer them on.
If you want to try something new, come and give it a try. All mobility levels, all intellectual levels, any athlete will turn you into a sled hockey player.
Marilyn Upchurch, KRQE News 13.
The team practices Monday and Thursday evenings at the Outpost Ice Arena. For anyone interested in joining, we have a link to their contact information at krqe.com. Nearly 6 years after KRQE introduced you to a mystery in northern New Mexico surrounding carved stone pillars, we may finally have an idea about where they come from and who put them there. 2 researchers, including one known for his investigations on the History Channel, came to Albuquerque in February to look into it. Annalisa Pardo had the story.
But I will say this, it is truly a mystery.
A mystery New Mexico native Louis Serna has been trying to get to the bottom to since even before KRQE talked to him back in 2017.
Why is this there? Why would they come here, hundreds of years ago when there was nobody here? Why would they do that with all this message beyond here?
2 stone pillars found in northern New Mexico with symbols carved in them. One now sits in the historic St. James Hotel in Cimarron, the other in a cemetery in the Carson National Forest.
At first appearance, it looks like a monument, maybe a gravestone. But what's unique about it is it's got just strange symbols.
The monuments catching the eye of forensic geologist and former History and Travel Channel host of America Unearthed, Scott Walter, and researcher and author Haley A. Ramsey. After years of trying to make it to New Mexico to chat with Serna, this week they did.
It would appear to me that there were likely 2 different carvers, and the stones were carved at 2 different times.
My gut feeling is it isn't more than 500 years old. I think it's 500 or less. I'm just spitballing here, but it's definitely an enlightened tradition that understood the language of symbolism.
Like the 8-pointed star on the top of the second pillar.
The morning star has been an important symbol because it does represent Venus for thousands of years. If you go back to ancient Egypt, Sumeria, Mesopotamia, you find that is associated with the mother goddess. Venus is always associated with that star. The Templars used it to navigate, as did a lot of ancient cultures.
Also noting the carved letter M.
That symbol was a very ancient symbol of the goddess, of the birth giver, because the letter M is the symbol of a woman with her knees up in the birth-giving position.
Walter and Ramsey think the symbols could have communicated something like a meeting point or directions. Today, they could reveal who the first foreign settlers in New Mexico really were, long before the Spanish in the 1500s.
It's taken a while for this paradigm to change, and I think what things like this do is open up possibilities that there were a lot of people that came here long before 1492.
Why were all these ancient people coming here? That is what makes the stone important, and that is why this is still relevant today.
But ultimately, it's still a mystery.
There's a reason that thing is there. It's trying to get to the bottom of it. That's the difficult part, but we'll do the best we can. I'm intrigued by this thing, so once I sort of get my hooks into something, I don't let go too fast.
Annalisa Pardo, KRQE News 13.
This past Valentine's Day, an Albuquerque couple married for more than 50 years is sharing their secret to lifelong love. They shared those secrets with Annalisa Pardo.
It was in Tucumcari in 1967.
It was at drive-in. At a drive-in, we were circling it and almost hit head on.
When 19-year-old Lena Brown first met 21-year-old Glenn Brathwaite.
He was smoking a cigar, and I said, if I ever find out who that old man is with that cigar, I'm going to cram it down his throat. 55 years later, look what I've got.
You could argue the near crash was meant to be. The two got married a year later.
Well, mine, the Lord told me that was the man, just don't let him get away.
Never having kids.
And that's him getting ready to quit. He was throwing a snowball at me up in the Hammonds sometime.
The couple spent the next 5 decades adventuring.
Yeah, traveling. We've traveled in 25 different states in a car. And some of them we've been to 2 or 3 times. Let's just load the car and see where we go.
The highs not coming without a few lows.
Lots of up and downs with health and finances.
Like Glenn suffering a stroke back in 2013.
I couldn't walk or talk for 2 years.
The Brathwaites, now in their 70s, leaning on their faith to get through the tough times.
Talk things out, pray things out, and listen. Listen.
And offering this piece of advice for any new couples looking to keep the love alive.
Don't go to bed mad at each other. Talk things out.
And trust. I can't stress trust enough, because if you can't have trust, your marriage starts falling.
And never stop the sweet gestures, like these roses they got each other for their 55th Valentine's Day together. Annalisa Pardo, KRQE News 13.
For the second time, the Albuquerque Isotopes spent a morning in June playing ball with future athletes, kids with disabilities. But for one player who volunteered his time, this event has special meaning. Madison Connor explains.
Nice.
For Isotopes pitcher Logan Allen, the Playball Adaptive Clinic is more than just a chance to give back to the community. It's a way he connects to his home.
My older brother Philip, being in a wheelchair, nonverbal as a few of the kids were as well, so really taking a connection to them.
Saturday morning, Allen, a few players, and coaches volunteered their time working through centers with kids with disabilities.
Go! Yes.
Oh, so fast! Yes. Nice!
Walking them through fun activities that show off their speed, toss, and their hand-eye coordination. Ways Allen himself prepares for the big game.
I love how they incorporated like cornhole and certain things like that, and I feel like it was a really, really big success.
Each group of kids got to work directly with an Isotopes player, and the pitching roster truly showed up, partly due to Allen's influence.
When I had found out about it, I started rallying some of the troops just because, especially some of the guys that have never done stuff like this before. I think it's a really big thing to be a part of. A lot of people can be a little uncomfortable with it.
Allen, however, completely at ease.
Growing up in Asheville, North Carolina with my brother, Philip was always just my brother. He wasn't, a special needs kid or anything like that. And, people would always ask what's wrong with him.
But to Allen and his family, nothing was wrong.
We used to say, what handicap? Just like he was just a part of our family.
And that's exactly what he saw on the field.
And he saw athletes playing baseball. And I think that's how it should be.
Artists in northern New Mexico have teamed up with a major clothing brand to keep a New Mexico tradition alive. Marilyn Upchurch showed us in March.
Emily Trujillo is an 8th-generation Rio Grande weaver.
This is actually a deep-rooted part of New Mexican history, and it's really not very well known, but it is very important.
She is trying to revive the tradition passed down from her ancestors. Trujillo's family owns a store in Chimayo that sells the rugs featuring the historic designs. The works caught the eye of Western clothing brand Ariat, which bought designs from her family's shop and started a clothing collection.
They actually asked what they could do in return. They wanted to give back to the community. They know that it's a dying art form. And so my mom, the owner of Sentinel Traditional Arts, said that what would be the most helpful is training new weavers.
Trujillo says the big challenge in the industry today, plenty of demand but not enough weavers.
There's a huge market for it, there's a huge industry, but there's no one who knows how to do it. And so this program is sort of supposed to be a revival of this art.
So Ariat provided a $50,000 grant to train weavers and start breathing new life into the industry. The grant money goes toward paid apprenticeships for 9 students, all working under Trujillo to create woven goods. She says the community came together in a big way, with Espanola Valley Fiber Arts Center donating space for the class. Since the program ended today, the students now get the opportunity to work at one of the 3 galleries in Chimayo that specialize in the art, in return helping fill the orders.
I think it's very important. We have so many different cultures that are coming together all the time. I think it's important to keep things that are traditionally New Mexican alive.
Marilyn Upchurch, KRQE News 13.
Trujillo's family and Ariat are working on making this a permanent program, enrolling new students each year. A New Mexican World War II veteran is celebrating his 100th birthday. Robert Nolan Jr. was surrounded by 4 generations of family in the Albuquerque home where he lived for more than 40 years. Jessica Baron had his story.
I'm really pleased that they could help me celebrate, you know. And, I just never dreamed that I'd get through this far. And I've been very, very fortunate.
May 18th, 1923, Wichita Falls, Texas. Robert Edward Nolan Jr. was born. He grew up during the Great Depression and says a lot has changed throughout his lifetime. Nolan, who is showing no signs of slowing down, says he was attending Texas A&M University when World War II started in 1942, and he felt the need to do his part.
We were ready to make that effort into Europe, see. Everybody was going overseas to try to finish off Hitler.
Nolan says he remembers when Pearl Harbor was bombed and how the country came together to join the war effort. In October of 1944, Nolan was sent to Belgium near the German border. A month later, a German mortar injured his left arm and he was sent back home. He was presented with a Purple Heart for his service. He says when the war ended, everyone breathed a sigh of relief.
It was wonderful. Just that we were all so thankful that we'd survived it.
After the war, Nolan spent some time in Taos before moving to Albuquerque to attend the University of New Mexico, where he met his wife of 66 years in 1949. Today, Nolan's family includes 2 children, 2 grandchildren, 3 great-grandchildren, and 12 great-great-grandchildren. As for what it takes to reach 100 years old,
for many years, I've been drinking one Coors a day. That might have helped me live a long time. Yeah. That might have helped.
On a more reflective note, Nolan says the key to a beautiful life is optimism.
You don't have to have everything perfect all the time. You can have a wonderful life without. There's going to be some setbacks. There's going to be some setbacks, but you don't give up and you keep fighting. You.
Jessica Barron, KRQE News 13.
A New Mexico prison is giving back to their community, one harvest at a time. Inmates at the Western New Mexico Correctional Facility in Grants have taken up gardening. Jessica Badon visited the facility in August for a look at the program that's filling up local food pantries while helping inmates in a unique way.
Life-changing. We made the best out of a bad situation.
It's a garden that gives more than just vegetables. At the Western New Mexico Correctional Facility, the prisoners that tend the garden say it gives them a chance to help their community. Everything grown gets donated to the Grants Community Pantry that helps families in need.
Every little bit helps because we have so many community members who can't afford to go out and get fresh produce. And so this allows them to stretch their dollars further out into the community as well.
The Grants Community Pantry donated organic seeds to the facility earlier this year. Inmates have grown a variety of crops, including squash, jalapenos, and radishes.
When we first got them, we were kind of excited about it. It's like, you know what I mean? Like seeing a new kid for the first time. We brought him into Miss Mitchell, and we're like, oh, look at this. Look what we got.
They've had 3 successful harvests since starting in May, with one harvest yielding 19 pounds of vegetables for the pantry.
There was a lot of times that nothing was coming through, but then once they started coming through, it was nice to see. And now that we're getting results out of it, it's really nice to see.
And being able to get them food, fresh produce, and keep them healthy, makes you feel good.
The group was originally 4 members, but one man was recently released on parole.
He was very motivated. He was ready to go back into society and just show everybody what he was capable of doing. And so he was extremely proud of himself.
The inmates say growing vegetables has grown their confidence and cultivated a new outlook on life.
I mean, yes, we're here. Yes, we've made mistakes, but you can do something positive no matter where you're at in your life.
Jessica Barron, KRQE News 13.
The Garden Club is planning fundraisers in order to get greenhouses so they can grow crops all year round. Bringing people from different backgrounds together through the power of music. Marilyn Upchurch showed us in March how organizations in the metro are teaming up to make one girl's dreams come true.
He went out of his room to the living room and he saw the elf looking at the tree.
9-year-old Jasmine Munoz loves writing stories.
I do have the rocket ship that doesn't know how to start.
So you're already on some other book ideas?
Yeah. I got the pig that walks on mud too much. And some other stories too.
One of her stories, called The Naughty Elf on the Shelf, is now a song. That's thanks to Nashville-based Sing Me a Story Foundation, which serves families in need by taking stories written by kids and turning them into songs. They got in contact with Jasmine through Family Promise of Albuquerque, which help families facing homelessness.
It's really important to us to give those children an opportunity to share what they all have, regardless of their circumstance, which is their imagination, with us, and they share that with their stories, and then we're able to, give them something back that they can keep forever, which is music.
The group works with volunteer songwriters all over the U.S. For Jasmine's story, they teamed up with UNM composition student Thomas Ropp. He created a piece for the Albuquerque Youth Symphony program to perform at Popejoy Hall.
It's just pure imagination just on the page, and so it's really, really fun to write from that, because it gives you an excuse to be a little bit goofy and just have a little bit of fun with it.
Jasmine's story is about an elf who steals presents but realizes the error of his ways and sees the importance of giving. Using instruments and props for sound effects, music students are bringing her writing to life. Marilyn Upchurch, KRQE News 13.
Thanks for watching this KRQE News 13 special. You can see all these stories and more on our website at krqe.com. We will continue to bring you incredible and heartwarming good news stories in 2024.